And we're back. I have two more trades to look at here. First, we'll start with ARW. This one was a trade on a breakout towards all-time highs, I think. Ignoring the slight difference in this peak to this peak, I chose this one as being a little more relevant for all-time highs, and it was really only a matter of $1 or less difference there. On a $45 stock, that's pretty insignificant when you're trading to all, I'm sorry, when this peak was so far back, way back here in 2000 2000. So yeah. Anyway, made this trade here. My entry was on this breakout, which wasn't such a good breakout to be buying in hindsight. As you can see, that candle is really weak. Actually, that could have been a shooting star doji if we got a confirmation the next day, but it wasn't. Instead, well, I was fine holding it above those highs, and I had a tight stop, as you can see by this red line, just under those highs. And then we snuck back down under resistance, and I got stopped out. I took a small loss on that trade. The only one on this list that I took a loss on. And it didn't really hurt me. Wasn't a very good trade. Now that I look at it, I probably shouldn't have been trying to swing trade on such a weak looking breakout. If anything, I should have waited for this type of action, and then a bounce off of this. So I may be adding if it does bounce here, and we'll see going forward. And this is the last one I'm going to talk about today, TSCO. Pretty successful recent trade I had. And basically, we had this pullback here. I'm going to pull up the S&P. So that was March 16th. What was the S&P doing on March 16th? Putting in a swing low pretty much. Let's see. That may not have been my exact entry. After we saw this bottom and then the market started to go up, that in this area I was looking to add to positions, and going back to TSCO, it's funny, I don't have the information right in front of me because I'm not looking at my actual trade records, but based on this chart, I can say that my entry was somewhere in here. One of these days in here, I chose to enter on a pullback to support play. Could have been this day right here. I'm just not entirely sure. It might have been this one, but if it was, I'm gonna have to question why I made that trade. But somewhere in there. Wow. I'm gonna have to come back to that and check on that. But basically, we got a nice run, broke out of this little channel that we had going here, and then right here we started to break back down into the channel. And when that happened, around this week right here, so last week, I tightened up this stop as well to just under the channel and under this swing low. So I figured that was a good spot to have a stop. As you can see, the market basically, well, not the market, but TSCO came down and stopped me out pretty much right there, and now we're bouncing a little bit. I may enter again on a pullback buy play. We'll just have to see how the broad market behaves on this neckline that I was talking about. So, what do I expect for next week? I'm not sure. If we get a bounce here, that would be nice. I'd start adding to and picking up some new long positions. If not, I'm not ready to get short yet, but instead I'd probably just be sitting on my hands waiting for a bullish setup. Until we're under this major trend line down here, I'm not going to start shorting heavily. I may start picking up small short positions going into it, just sort of as a hedge, but not sure yet. Especially if we're holding up here, that's not going to happen. Anyway, that's for another day to talk about. Sorry I was...